So we're back with the update on the FF12 FF Industrial mini excavator. So just a few modifications that we've done to it is we took this back panel off. It was 8 bolts. They were impossible to get to. It probably took me an hour to get this back panel off just on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts. These here, you can't get a ratchet to them, so you have to take them off with just with a boxed-in wrench. This one here, I was able to get a ratchet to. That one there, you got to have a flex on your ratchet to be able to get to it. Them two over there were pretty difficult to get to. I ended up having to remove the hydraulic filter, the base port. But the plus part is everything that I've ran across has been 12 millimeter. So I had to take these 2 bolts out, and then I ended up being able to get in there with an open-ended wrench and get them loose. And it was the same as the other side. I had to use the open end of a wrench to turn it, and we all know how that is. I mean, it takes forever. So we set this up on a hinge system. I found 2 door hinges. I was going to use a piano hinge, but I found 2 door hinges that I had laying around, and I had to drill these 2 bolts, or these 4, into this side panel on the machine, and was able to mount them. These over here actually worked with the fins on this rear grill, and we're able to bolt in there, and I just washed them up on the back. Now, these are the only thing that I've seen so far that is metric on this machine, and that's because I put it on there. So, or not metric, standard. So, and then we just washed them and put lock washers on the back of them. Same width in there. Them are the exact same as well. We just found them laying. We had some laying around, probably from another job that we didn't use them on. So, filter, don't have a filter number on it, so I'll probably have to take that to Napa and cross-reference it. It's going to make it a lot more handy being able to get in here if I ever need to work on anything. We're going to end up installing a hydraulic cooler and a fan in here at some point. Still going to do some research on that. Still looking at possible locations to put it. The thing is, you got to splice into these hydraulic lines, and they're metric hydraulic lines, and I'm not, I guess, too up to snuff on them, so that's going to be, I'm going to have to do a little work and research on that. So, that's one big thing we've done. And you just got to pick it up a little bit, but it works good. It closes right up. So, on the locking system, I found this. It came out of a camper that we lived in for 2 years while we was building a homestead. While we was building a house and doing the clearing and things like that. See, when we bought this place, we had no water or anything like that, no sewer. All we had was electric, and that's a story to come for another day. I'll deep dive into that. But it works out pretty good. Just take it, put it right there. I don't even know, it's some type of cam lock system, and works really good. And I think it's got a working load limit of I think 175 pounds. Well, that little door ain't going to put that on that anytime soon. So that's one thing that we've done. peeled plastic off the seat. It was holding water, causing things to rust. There's a little rust on these things. Been checking out the swing motors and stuff like that, doing a little research on that, the hydraulic pump. So far, it seems like everything's pretty, you can resource it pretty decently if you needed it. The other thing we did is, so there was a boom light right here. Well, the problem that I've always had with these is when you're doing any type of clearing or anything like that, you don't have to worry about so much digging, but they always get knocked off and they get broke. And it's the only light on the machine. So I pulled all that slack back and took that bracket off. Let me go find the bracket and I'll show you it. So this was the bracket that was mounted there, and it had the light on it. Of course, it was pointing towards the sky. I guess you could spotlight turkeys or something like that with it, but if you're coon hunting, be good for that probably. So we took that off, pulled all the slack back, and we found it down here. Well, I rerouted it up through here and put it up here because I don't ever plan on taking the roll cage off, and if I do, I could just disconnect it right here and pull all this slack back if I ever had to take the roll cage off for any reason. And I mounted the light up here where it is protected from any type of debris, because if it's coming in there, it's coming in on me. So it's one of the things, you know. So it turned out pretty good. I really like it. I think it turned out good. Working on, might put a hydraulic temp sensor on this. Don't know yet. Done looked into it. That Briggs & Stratton that's on it. Ever decides, or the Chinesium Briggs & Stratton. Ever decides to give it up, we'll probably put a Predator motor on it from Harbor Freight. It's just easy to get to, you know, as far as being able to get one. They're cheap and they run pretty decent. I've had them on my power trials and stuff like that. Other than that, it's a really good machine. My only complaint is this bar on the roll bar here. When you're in here working, I'm about 6'4". I smacked my head on that thing I don't know how many times. Apologize for the clutter over on the back side of the shop. That's still something that we're working on, is cleaning this shop out and getting it set up for working in. But it's 10 times better than what it was here a couple weeks ago. We took the thumb. It was mounted here in that position, so it was sloped like that in the second position. So you couldn't do a whole lot of digging or anything like that. It'd be good if you're doing brush and stuff. But where the thumb's in the position now, I can still use it for if I need to pick up and move brush and stuff like that. But it's in the digging position now. We may, in the future, look at putting a hydraulic thumb on there. I've done a lot of work with a fixed thumb, so it don't bother me too bad. We have put about 2 hours on it, and it's proved to be worth the $4,000 that we spent on it in the 3-hour drive, because we've already dug up, I don't know, half a dozen plus stumps with it. So I think it's going to be a good little machine. Time will tell. I've seen videos of people who've already put up to 800 hours on them, using them on a landscaping business, so there is that. The Briggs parts are pretty easy to get to. Start's easy. Done tried out the pull start on it. I mean, easy to start if we ever need to use the pull start. I'm pretty big on maintenance, so at 20 hours, I'm going to try to drain all the fluids and put new fluids in it. And then After that, we'll probably just run from there. We might even get a Kubota sticker and put on here. It might add a little more horsepower to this thing, a little more size. I don't know. But since it's almost Kubota orange. But overall, real impressed with it. May get some attachments in the future. That's about it. That's about all I got for it, guys. We'll just keep running it and see how she does. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe, and there'll be more videos to come. Y'all have a blessed day.